Hey there, I'm so excited that you decided to join me to learn how to finally get control of your weight. No boring diets or constant cravings. Let's get started. Now, this training is for women who want to eat healthier without constant craving. But the key is to stop those cravings, because if you're relying on willpower, it's really, really hard. So women who want to eat delicious food without obsessing over calories. Women who want to finally feel good about their body. And women who want a simple plan that fits into their busy life. If it's too hard, you're just not going to stick with it. So this is not for you if you don't like free content followed up with an insanely valuable offer. So I'm going to be offering tonight a free bonus. It's the All the Food You Love Healthier cookbook, and it takes basically burgers and pizza and tacos and pasta and mac and cheese, and it shows you how to make those foods just a little bit healthier. And then you can make it a tiny bit healthier, or you can make it a lot healthier. So it depends on how much you want to do, but every little bit counts. People always think it has to be 100%, it's all or nothing. And that's when it gets hard, is when you try to do that and restrict yourself too much. So taking the foods that you love and making them a little bit healthier is the best place to start, because you can do that every day of the week. You can do that at the next meal. So it's the easiest thing to do, and I want to help you get started with that. So that's why I'm offering that free tonight. So let's pretend there's a contest to win a free year's worth of groceries. Now, to win this contest, it would be the first woman to prepare a week's worth of healthy meals that their whole family devours without complaints. Now, there's two ways to go about trying to win this contest. The first way is the Doubtful Debbie way. Now, Doubtful Debbie is going to say, right away, she's going to think negatively. This will be impossible. Healthy foods are boring and bland. There's no way my family's going to eat it. This will be so expensive. Oh my gosh, I'll have to make a special trip to Whole Foods. I'll need to buy all this humanely raised meat and cage-free eggs and all that stuff. I'll need to buy tons of fresh produce that I'll probably end up throwing away next week because it'll probably all go bad. I'll be spending hours and hours in the kitchen every day. My family will complain and not like any of the healthy food, and they're afraid to make a change, even though what you've been doing isn't working. But that's the Doubtful Debbie approach. But then you have the Empowered Ellen approach. Now, Empowered Ellen is going to stop, and she's going to ask some questions. She's going to say, what healthy foods do we already like? There's got to be some healthy foods that your family already eats that you can actually start adding to some of your favorite meals. So you can start adding some of these foods. If you like broccoli, then find ways to add broccoli to things. So things like that. What other healthy foods could I add to my meals? What other similar foods to the broccoli or whatever foods that I like that I can add to other meals? What sauces and seasonings does my family already like that I can add to healthy foods so that they taste familiar? What other recipes could I make with these foods that would just expand them a little bit? What are some recipes I could try with some new healthy foods? What healthy convenience foods could I try? And her family devours everything she makes, because she's easily able to make more healthy choices because it's moving smoothly for her, because she's put some thought into it. So which do you want to be, Doubtful Debbie or Empowered Ellen? Nice to meet you. I'm Donna, and I'm here to help all the Debbies of the world become Ellens. I was so tired of trying to follow all the conflicting messages in the media while seeing no results. They tell you to, eat 5 times a day. They tell you to eat 3 times a day. They tell you that, carbs are bad. They tell you carbs are good. Don't eat eggs, eat eggs. Don't eat oil. So everything is always conflicting. Every story you hear is telling you something different. If you try to follow all those different things, you just go crazy and things don't work. So I wanted to get healthy and feel good in my body. That's when I developed the Transform My Life method. This is the solution I created to slowly transition from feeling stuck and feeling amazing inside and out. The solution that allowed me to ditch the Doubtful Debbie attitude toward improving my health for good. Now I easily make healthy choices every day, knowing I have so many options and I'm in control. When you feel like you're in control and you have choices, it just makes things so much easier to move forward. You're not restricting yourself. You actually have choices. It opens the world for you. So do you want to ditch the Adultful Debbie approach too? I'm going to break it all down for you. I'm going to show you how you can be consistently making healthy choices so you feel empowered, energetic, and absolutely amazing. The first mistake that I see most women making is avoiding carbs because they think they make them fat. I'm sure a lot of you have heard that. Everything you hear in the media and from friends is that carbs are bad, bad, bad. So you cut out all carbs. The problem with that is you end up with digestive issues because our body needs carbs in order to feed the gut bugs in our system. If we're not eating the right kind of carbs, we're not going to be feeding the gut bugs, and we get out of balance, and that causes digestive issues. That also leads to health issues like high cholesterol and blood sugar and heart disease and things like that, because we got inflammation in our body because we've got these digestive issues, because our whole immune system, it starts with our gut health. Constant cravings. When you cut out all carbs, you're going to crave everything. You're going to crave all of those bad foods because you've restricted yourself so much, and you're going to gain weight. You have to eat the right kind of carbs in order to maintain a healthy weight. So it's not about cutting out all the carbs. It's about cutting back on some of them. There are actually two kinds of carbs: the simple carbs and complex carbs. So simple carbs are plant foods that have been processed to remove the fiber. And the reason they do that is because it gives them a longer shelf life. So by stripping the fiber out of these foods, of these plant foods, it ends up, they have a longer shelf life, so they can sit on the shelf for a long time, like crackers and cookies and things like that. So examples of simple carbs: white bread, rice, pasta, breakfast cereals, pastries, crackers, sodas, snacks, all those things that are plant-based, but they don't have any fiber in them anymore, and they can sit on a shelf. That's the key, is when something that can sit on the shelf for a long time usually doesn't have much fiber in it, if any. Now, complex carbs are whole plant foods with their fiber and nutrients intact. So that's the big difference between a simple carb and a complex carb. Now, examples of complex carbs are fruits and veggies, obviously, whole grains and legumes and lentils, beans and things like that, nuts and seeds, all those plant foods that still have that fiber intact. That's where all the nutrient is, and that's where all the fiber is. And fiber is very important for our bodies, for our immune system and our digestive tract. So complex carbs provide the fiber and nutrients your body needs for optimal weight and health and weight management. But less than 3% of Americans eat the minimum amount of complex carbs. So most people only eat a tiny, tiny bit of complex carbs. We eat probably around 6 grams per day is about the average that the average American will eat of complex carbs. And our ancestors would have eaten more than 100 grams a day. So that's a dramatic difference from where our bodies are supposed to be to what we're doing. And that's what's causing a lot of issues with our health. So, and most Americans eat way too many simple carbs. And when you do that, it's causing all kinds of weight gain and health issues. So all carbs are not making you fat, just simple carbs are making you fat. So if you add more complex carbs and cut back on some of the simple carbs, you will be healthier. Again, it does not have to be all or nothing. You don't have to cut out all of the carbs, and you don't have to cut out all the simple carbs even. You can have some of those. You just need to make sure you're getting some of the complex carbs. And that's the problem in the US right now, is people are not eating enough complex carbs, but they're eating way too many simple carbs. So now do you still believe that all carbs will make you fat? Okay, mistake number 2, focusing on what you cannot have. This is a big one. I see it happening all the time. When you tell yourself you cannot eat a particular food, you want it more. It's all you think about. You know, if you say you can't have the cookie, it's all you think about is that cookie, and you want it, and you're going to think about it until you eat it. You know, so then you rely on willpower to keep you from eating those so-called bad foods. But by the end of a stressful day, or maybe even make it through the week, you're going to end up, your willpower weakens and you end up binging. And then you're left feeling guilty and defeated. Another failed attempt. We've all been there. This is what I call the wishful willpower cycle. People think, oh, I don't have the willpower. I have no willpower. You don't need willpower. You don't have to. You can get through this without relying on willpower. Willpower will never work. So what if I told you eating healthier is about adding more good foods, not taking foods away? So replace that old cycle with the add more good cycle. So if you add a little bit of good food to your to what you're currently eating, what I mean by good food is complex carbs, you're going to end up crowding out some of those simple carbs and animal foods and things like that. You'll crowd out some of that stuff and you'll start to see results and you'll start to feel good. And then you'll want to do more. And so it's a good cycle to get in versus the other cycle, which is a negative cycle. When you eat enough complex carbs, you can actually listen to your body's natural ability to stop when you're full. When we don't eat enough complex carbs, we're not getting any fiber and nutrients into our body. Our body is saying, you're eating the food and our body says, I'm not getting that fiber and nutrients, so eat more. And so we eat more of the foods that don't have any fiber and nutrients. And our body keeps saying, I'm still not getting that, so eat more. And so that's why we tend to overeat when we eat a lot of simple carbs, because they're not nutrient dense. They don't have that nutrition and fiber that our body is looking for. So our body is constantly telling us to eat more. So when you eat enough complex carbs, you'll have no cravings, you won't be overeating, and you won't be relying on willpower to get you through the day. Because when you eat enough complex carbs, your body feels satiated and your body is telling you, okay, I'm good. I don't need to eat something else. I'm not looking for all of those different things that I normally am craving. So now do you see how relying on willpower to get healthy and lose weight will never work? Mistake number 3, believing skinny equals healthy. This one I see a lot, and it's so frustrating, and it's sad because it really can affect your health. So you decide to try the keto diet because it promises quick weight loss. This one really drives me nuts. It's in the media, everybody's trying it. This is again, goes back with the carbs and everything, but everybody's thinking protein, protein, protein. And so you go on the keto diet, yep, you're going to lose weight. You're definitely going to lose weight if you stick to it. Again, you're not going to be able to stick to it very long because it's very restrictive. And there are really a lot of bad side effects when you're on the keto diet. You're going to have low energy. You could even have like flu-like symptoms, headaches, mood swings, constipation, constant cravings. So you're really relying on willpower to keep you on track. But one of the worst things that can happen is it is causing kidney damage and heart damage, because when you're eating that much animal protein, your body is having to work so hard. All of your organs are working overtime to process all of that protein. So it's not good for you. It's really bad for the inside of your body. So you may look good on the outside because you're skinny, because you're equating skinny to being healthy, but skinny is not healthy. And you're probably shortening your life by doing that. So it's not good. And again, you're going to have poor nutrition, and it can lead to bone loss, bone density loss. So there's a lot of things, a lot of bad side effects to the keto diet or to those high protein diets. Or say you decide to try good old Weight Watchers again, because, hey, it worked in the past, right? And most people that do Weight Watchers have done it multiple times because you can't sustain it. Again, you do Weight Watchers, you'll probably lose weight, but you're going to have the bad side effects. Again, you can mix up those points and do whatever you want. So you're not necessarily having to eat nutritionally well. You have to go to meetings, and the point system can be confusing and it's restrictive, and you might use up all your points. Now your friends invite you out to dinner, you can't go out because like, oh no, I'm doing Weight Watchers now, and so it messes things up. So it's no fun. And again, it's temporary because you're not going to stick with it. It's not a lifestyle. This yo-yo diet cycle ends up slowing down your metabolism, making it harder to lose weight the next time you try a diet, because trying a diet is what you're doing, because you're never going to stick with it if it's a diet. Diet is a temporary thing. It's something you do for a while and then you stop. And when you stop, you're actually messing your body up even more and making it harder the next time. Or you might try over exercising in an attempt to keep your weight in check. I did this myself years ago. I thought that if I had to run my 5 miles a day, and I was beating myself up every day trying to be able so that I could not worry about my diet. It doesn't work. It just doesn't. Yeah, you probably can lose the weight or keep your weight down with over exercising, but you're probably going to get injured. You're going to get burnt out. It gets boring. It's expensive, joining a gym or whatever, buying some equipment at home. It's time consuming because you have to do a lot of exercise and you have to be very, very strict with when getting to the gym every day or whatever. It's impossible though, because you cannot exercise important. It's important to your overall health, but you cannot exercise your way out of a poor diet. Diet is still the most important thing. We are putting food in our mouth all day long. And if you are not paying attention to what you're putting in your mouth all day long, it gets your health and your weight will be out of whack. So you can't be in control of your weight and health with exercise alone. The biggest problem is that diets and exercise programs are temporary. When you quit a diet or exercise program, which you will eventually, you feel like a failure. So do you see how following the Get Skinny Quick route is a recipe for a lifetime of stress, guilt, anxiety, poor body image, and health issues? It's just not the way to do it. It needs to be a lifestyle. So there is a better way. There's a way where you can lose weight and maintain your weight, and it only has good side effects. So you get crazy energy. You have good digestion. Your stomach isn't gurgling and feeling bloated all day long. You have more youthful skin. You stop cravings. Seriously, you do not have cravings if you're eating enough complex carbs. Regulating your hormones. This is a big one for women getting up into menopause years. I am skating through menopause, breezing through without issues that I hear a lot of other people complaining about. You're going to prevent diseases, and you can even reverse diseases. So heart disease and blood, diabetes and high cholesterol, and you're going to reduce inflammation in your body all over. You're going to have a stronger immune system. You're going to be confident in your body. You're going to love your body. And you're going to prevent osteoporosis. So there's only good side effects with this opportunity. So do you want to get control of your weight and health with my proven Transform My Life method? Let me share with you what the method is. There's basically 3 sections to this. There's aware, explore, and embrace. So this is the only method you need to make lasting change that fits into your busy life, so you feel amazing and eager to do more. So the aware section. Now in the aware section, we're going to start by identifying habits that favorably or adversely affect your health. So the average adult makes over 35,000 decisions every day. These decisions become our habits, good or bad. So now this is just a bunch of different habits that someone might have. Good and bad, and just kind of bunched all in there. So what you want to do is kind of go through them and kind of be aware of what we're doing. Because most of the time we go through the motions every day. We do the same thing today that we did yesterday, and we don't really think about it. But we have to do it to really be able to make some change is to figure out what is going on. What are we actually doing or not doing on a daily basis, and move from there. So take a look at all of the habits that you currently have. Now, ultimately, these habits that we have determine how we feel. So some habits might cause you to have digestive issues, bloating and gas and things like that, or just constipation, stuff like that. Some might cause you to be stressed. Others might cause you to have low energy, to be dragging in the middle of the afternoon when you can't, you're looking for caffeine or sugar to get you through the day. Others might cause you to have a poor immune system and you might get sick all the time. Others might cause you to gain weight or have trouble managing your weight. But others could actually make you feel great. So you need to figure out what your current habits are and then how those habits are making you feel. So let's first separate these habits based on how they make you feel in the short term and the long term. So you have to look at the future too, not just like immediate, but look at how it's going to end up in your life down the road as you get a little bit older. So what I've done here is I've taken some good habits that I have that I was doing or on the left, and I've got some bad habits on the right. So at least I've kind of separated some out because everybody's got some good habits that they're doing, and then you're going to have some bad habits that you're doing. So if you're not aware of what you're currently doing or not doing, you don't know where to focus your efforts. Like I said, you need to have a starting point. You need to know where you're starting from in order to make changes. So meet Sherry. Now, Sherry's one of my students. She's a busy owner of a preschool, and she always blamed her unhealthy weight and lifestyle on having no time and too much stress. She would say she spent all this time, reading and Googling and planning, and she just never took action because she just was convinced that she didn't have time. So after she joined my program, she was able to manage her all of this stuff that was going on in her head, and she turned those big hurdles that seemed big before, that she struggled with all her life, into small challenges that she was able to come up with solutions for. And then meet Jody. Jody's a busy woman. She actually runs the wheat program and she's a good friend of mine. And Jody learned that she wasn't eating as healthy as she thought she was. And she feels wonderful now. But the big thing with Jody is her husband, who, when she joined the program, her husband said, "Oh, that's fine. You can do that, but I'm not going to eat like that." Well, after a couple of months, he started eating some of the food that she was making, and he ended up having some amazing results in his health, and he feels great. And he actually got some of his numbers down when he went to the doctor, blood pressure and cholesterol and things like that. So that was a win-win, because this program is designed to help you, but also to help your family, because it's no good if just you're getting healthy. You want to be able to help your family. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later. And then we go into the explore phase. So in the explore phase, we're going to explore alternative choices that might fall outside your comfort zone. So now that you've discovered things that you're already doing that benefit your health, expand on those good habits. So the easiest way to start is to say, okay, I'm already doing this. Say I'm already walking my dog and I like broccoli. So we're going to walk the dog more and we're going to eat more broccoli. That's the easiest way to start. And every little bit helps. So all I'm doing is something that I'm already doing. I'm just going to do a little more of it. That's all you have to do. And that's the easiest way to start. And every little bit makes a difference. And if you're aware of how your body feels when you're doing these things, that's what keeps you on track and makes you want to do more. Then you continue until you've gotten comfortable with doing more of those good things that you were already doing. It's that simple. Okay, then the next step is you take steps towards overcoming current habits that are not benefiting your health. Okay, so we had in the pile of habits, the bad habits that we had, one of them that I know a lot of people struggle with is snacking at night. A lot of people say once they sit down, they're watching TV or something, all of a sudden they're starving in the evenings. So they're always craving, and they're always snacking on things. So that might be something we want to look at. So in the middle now, I've put down some things that might help to stop that habit or to change that habit. So some things that might not even be obvious that might work. What I find that a lot of people, maybe they're just bored and they want to talk to somebody. So talking to somebody is something you can try. Having a good hearty breakfast that has a lot of fiber in it, a lot of complex carbs, can make a difference later in the day. A lot of people would never think that breakfast could make a difference in the evening, but it does. When you eat a lot of complex carbs and fiber throughout the day, you're not going to, like I said, your body's not going to be going, I'm still hungry because I didn't get all the nutrients and fiber that I was looking for today, which is what's happening usually in the evening if you don't eat enough complex carbs. Having some tea instead of snacking on something, or reading a book, or taking your dog for a walk, or some other kind of exercise thing. So those are some things you might try. Now, not everything is going to work for everybody. So you need to find what works for you. So you might have to try a variety of different things before you find what works. So you will keep trying new things until you find solutions that work for you and that fit into your busy life. Like I said, what works for me isn't necessarily going to work for you. I help people find things and try things, but I help them to try to come up with ideas for themselves as well, because they know things that they like to do or that they feel might be the best option or something that they could try. So meet Carrie. First thing Carrie said to me when she was, before she joined, was, I love cheese. I'm not giving up cheese. And I said, Carrie, you do not have to give up cheese. I said, you don't have to give up anything. You can still eat all the foods you love. I'm just saying, just add in some more good food. Okay. After only a couple of months, Carrie came to me and she said, yep, I gave up cheese. I'm all done, because she realized there were alternatives to the cheese that satiated her. And she didn't miss the cheese anymore. And she realized that the cheese was not serving her well. It was causing issues with her digestion. So when she stopped eating the cheese, she noticed she felt better, and she found some options that satisfied that cheese craving that she was having, plus eating all the complex carbs, like I said, kind of stops those cravings. So when you go into this, just go in open-minded and don't try to push yourself to stop things. It's just, you're being aware of how things feel in your body, and you'll make decisions as you go. And you could eat cheese all the time if you want. You don't have to give it up ever. But a lot of people do, because they realize how it feels in their body. And that's the big difference, is being aware. Meet Megan. She's a busy school teacher, and she was able to drop some stubborn weight that wouldn't budge before. She ended up stopping Diet Coke and coffee. And how she started, she wasn't even thinking about that, but it just happened. She was like, well, it's not really serving me well. And she was looking for some options for the creamer in her coffee, because she wanted to try not having the dairy. And she realized, well, why am I drinking coffee? I don't even like the coffee. I don't want the coffee. So she just said, I found alternatives to the coffee altogether. So I didn't have to worry about the creamer anymore. So those are the kind of things that happen when you start being aware of what you're doing day in and day out. And then the embrace phase. Now, in the embrace phase, we're going to magnify positive emotions to condition these new choices into your new normal. We're going to embrace your new choices until they become your new healthy habits. So like I said before, you like broccoli and you like walking your dog. So now we went to the point of eating more broccoli and more walking. And now we're going to go even further. We're going to expand on it a little more. And we're going to say, well, what are some other vegetables I could try? What are some other, plant foods I could try? And then we say, what other exercise things can we try, or other ways to move my body? Because adding that variety in there will make a difference. So you can, there's so many different ways to move your body. You do not have to get on the treadmill or do something really boring that you don't like. There's, I like to call it, fun movement that makes you feel good, makes your body feel good. So there's a variety of different things, and strength training happens to be one of my passions for women, especially because we have less muscle tone on our bodies, and it makes a huge difference. And it doesn't mean that you're lifting big, heavy weights. It's just doing some muscle toning exercises. And I have a variety of exercises that I offer as well. Okay, and so then we go back to one of the habits that was a bad habit, and we tried a bunch of things in the middle. And then we end up at the end, we say, wow, you know what? Well, I notice a big difference when I have a big thing of oatmeal in the morning or whatever, a big thing of complex carbs or fiber in the morning. That makes a huge difference in my snacking in the evening, or going for a walk really works for me, or talking to a friend really works for me. So if those three, maybe it's a combination of a few things, then those few things become, you know, the things that you try to do when you start having those cravings. So, or if you do have cravings, then you kind of think back, well, what am I doing? Or what did I forget to do today? Or what am I not doing? Or things might be slipping. That's when you go back to it and just kind of keep trying to reinforce it. So your successes will continue to build on each other into your new healthy lifestyle. Like I said, this is a lifestyle. It's not a diet. It's not temporary. It's what you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, because you want to feel good and you are going to feel amazing. And as you feel, your body feels so good and you start to feel amazing, you're going to want to do more and you're going to want to stick with it. These results, not willpower, make it easy for you to stay on track. So over time, these new healthy habits will become automatic, like brushing your teeth or showering. So when life gets in the way, as it always will, you know, we have parties, we have vacations, holidays, stress, you know, all of that stuff is going to happen. You know, you have to live your life. And with some of these restrictive diet programs and exercise things, sometimes you can't, you know, you might have to say, oh, I can't go to this party. I can't go here. I can't do vacation because I'm doing this diet thing. You know, you need to be able to live your life. And with this method, you can, because you've got a foundation of healthy habits that you've built that you can just start going right back to. So you go on vacation, enjoy yourself. You go to a party, enjoy yourself. Just make the choices that you want to make. As long as you're in control of the choices you're making, then you can go and do all of these things and know that when when you're done with that vacation or you're done with that party, you're going to go back to your foundations. And that's the key to staying on track. Meet Diane. Diane is one of my students, and she has a farm. Like she grows all her own produce and everything like that, but she wasn't making it for herself and eating a lot of it because she thought she'd have to spend all this time in the kitchen. She's like, I didn't want to spend my whole life in the kitchen making food. She realized that she didn't have to. It's so easy to add these foods to the foods you're already making without having to make brand new recipes every day. I mean, it's fun to make new recipes sometimes, but we don't always have time because, you know, when you're making a new recipe, it's going to take you longer to make dinner. But if you're making, you know, pasta and you always make pasta on Wednesday or whatever, you know, you can make your pasta in 15 minutes, and all you have to do is add a couple little things to it. You're not adding any more time to your dinner. So that's the key to sticking with this, is to make it easy. And that's why I help people do that. And meet Rebecca. She runs a dog walking business. So she's crazy busy. She's all hours of the day and night. She's out walking dogs. And she feels lighter and has more energy now, you know, and she's down 10 pounds. And she said the support is a game changer. Just having someone to talk to and to have just to get the ideas and the information and the strategies from, and to be able to talk about things when she's struggling with something. She can't believe she's eating cleaner and she's not hungry between meals. Again, those cravings will go away when you're eating enough complex carbs. Excuse me. So I want you to believe that you absolutely can eat healthier without giving up the foods you love or turning your life upside down. So the big question now is, how can you apply this framework to your own life and create the results you desire? You get to decide. The Doubtful Debbie approach, continue to make the same mistakes over and over, expecting different results, or the Empowered Ellen way, mindful of what is working or not working, open to trying new ideas to reach your health and weight goals. It is time for you to stop hoping for change and start creating it. It is time for you to follow a proven framework that takes the guesswork out of eating healthy. That's why I developed my PlantPowered 101 program, so that I can help people do this very easily. I want to give you a bird's eye view of what you will get immediate access to in my program. Number one is the Transform My Life method. Again, like I said, figuring out where your starting point is, being aware of what you're doing and aware of how it makes you feel, and then exploring different ideas and then embracing what works. You're going to get all of my strategies and actions, my simple recipes, my kitchen demos and support, all of my recipes, everything that I do. I mean, you can shop at Walmart. You don't have to go to Whole Foods. You don't have to go to 6 different stores to find all these crazy ingredients. Everything is very, very easy to find and to just add to your current meals. And then you get my fast action bonus recipe book, which again is taking those family favorites and just starting with those, because that's the easiest place to start without having to do anything different and without adding any time in the kitchen. It's a great place, a great resource to have. So you get immediate access to the proven method that helps you eat healthier without giving up the foods you love. So no deprivation and no cravings. You're going to save money at the grocery store while spending less time in the kitchen. Everybody thinks eating healthy is expensive, but I'm going to show you that it is not expensive to eat healthy. You're going to prevent chronic diseases and you feel energized and look younger. I get so many compliments on my skin and my hair, and it's crazy. And my energy is through the roof. I mean, I don't drink caffeine. I haven't drank caffeine in probably 10 years. And the reason that I started this whole healthy eating thing for myself was because of preventing chronic disease. My mom, she just passed away last year from Alzheimer's, and she was early onset Alzheimer's. And what I found out after doing research was lifestyle is really the only way to prevent Alzheimer's. And so it runs in my family and I want to prevent it. So eating healthy and exercising regularly are 2 things that I can do to keep that from happening. And then there's other chronic diseases too, like cancer and heart disease and high blood pressure and all of these different things that all can be prevented by eating healthier. And I want to enjoy relaxed meal times because your whole family will love the food you make. So that's something that I hear a lot of women, they say, you know, I want to eat healthier and then I'm going to make food for myself and then I'll make food for the family. And then you're adding so much time in the kitchen for that. Plus your family's not getting healthier. You're getting healthier, but your family's not. And you're probably not enjoying your food and your family's enjoying their food, but they're not getting healthier. So what I did, this was years ago when I figured this out, was I was doing that exact same thing, making my own food and making food for the family. I decided, well, let me merge these together so that we can all be healthier. We're all eating healthier. And now I'm saving time in the kitchen and all the food tastes really good because I took the foods that taste good and meshed them with the healthy foods that I was already making. So that's the trick to staying with this and having it work, because you need your family to be on board with this to make it stick as well. So you don't have to do this alone. I offer bonus coaching calls weekly. I have a couple of different calls that I do each week that you can join if you want on Zoom. You don't have to go on the calls. It's optional, but it's a great way to, just to chat and talk to other women that are doing the same thing you are, and also to me. So it's a great resource for you. And then I also have community support where we have a community page. It's kind of like a private Facebook page that you have access to. And you can ask questions in there every day, 24/7. And I'm always answering things, and other people are in there talking and asking questions as well. So those are 2 other resources that are great. That extra support and just being able to reach out to someone and ask a question when you're struggling with something is invaluable. And then again, my fast action bonus, the All the Food You Love Healthier recipe book is yours, and it's so easy. It helps you right from tomorrow's meal. You can start making it healthier. So the doors are officially open, and this is kind of an overview of what you get. The main screen in the middle shows what my program looks like, and everything is there. The Transform My Life method, my strategies and actions. I tell you the the why and the how of each different strategy. Because you don't want someone to just tell you to do stuff. It's like you want to understand why, and understanding why really helps you to be able to want to move in that direction. My simple recipes, I have a variety of simple recipes. I do kitchen demos that I have a variety of those on the site as well. And I'm always adding more recipes and demos there. So I'm showing you how easy it is. And I hated to cook years ago when I first started, eating healthier. I didn't like to cook at all. So it was a struggle for me, and I learned, and I spent over 10 years in trial and error figuring this out. So I have a system to really help you, streamline it for everybody else. Fun workouts. I like to emphasize getting some strength training in there, building some muscle. You'd be amazed at how it makes you feel. It gives you such confidence to have your body feel strong. You're not going to be bulky muscles, having big bulky muscles or anything. You're just going to feel stronger, and it makes you just feel really great. Like the community page and the Zoom calls again for the support. So we get and also the bonus recipe book, and all of this for just $197. And you get 1 year of access to my program. So you get access to this for a whole year, and you can come in and out as much as you want. What I find a lot of people do is they go through the program, and then life gets in the way, things happen, something might come up in your life that you have to kind of go away from it a little bit, but you can always come right back for a refresher. And like I said, it takes a while to build these habits into your new lifestyle. And so I'm there to help pick you up and keep you going throughout that year. So that's why I give that 1 year access to everyone. So this isn't just a course. This is a complete lifestyle transformation. You will go from feeling stuck to feeling amazing inside and out. Meet Nellie. She said the personal coaching was a breakthrough, that she had been trying to do different things. Like I said, she's struggled over the years with different ways to try to get healthier, but the personal coaching really made a difference for her. And she loves the new and innovative ideas, and being able to get that support to help her implement those ideas into her lifestyle. And Carrie, the benefits are felt almost immediately. It does not have to be 100%. Like I said, every little bit counts. People always think if they're not 100%, they might as well just quit. If you try to be 100%, nobody's perfect. If you try to be perfect, you're going to give up and you're going to feel like a failure again. So don't try to be perfect. Nobody can be perfect. It's just doing a little better than you did yesterday. That's all you have to do. And Sherry, this is a lifestyle, not a diet. Try it for 12 weeks. It will change your life. So again, these are some of my students, and they just love the method, and just the whole awareness part was the biggest part of the awakening for them, is to really to see what they had been doing and how it makes them feel. That's the thing that really sticks, is how does it make you feel? That's the biggest thing. It's not overwhelming, Megan says, and the recipes and cooking demos are excellent. Like I said, I try to make it as simple as possible, and all my recipes are proven. They're very flavorful, and all the ingredients are you can get anywhere. You can buy them at Walmart. You can get any grocery store. You're going to get these things. So, and I can give you even alternatives for things if you don't have, you don't have to stick to the recipes exact. If you don't have a particular ingredient, switch to something else. So I just share with you how relaxed it can be to be in the kitchen. I used to get stressed when I was in the kitchen, and now I'm so relaxed in the kitchen because I know that I don't have to be so strict and by the book in the kitchen anymore. And so this is an overview of what you see when you go onto my site. You get all the training and everything on the left, and then the community page on the right, where you can we all chat and everything. It's kind of like a private Facebook page, but it's not on Facebook. So here it is. This is what you get in the whole package, you get my Transform My Life method, which is proven to show you exactly how to make these changes and turn them into lifelong habits. The entire course library, I'm going to tell you why you want to do things and then how to do them. And these things are going to fit into your life. You need to make them fit in your life or it's not going to stick. Weekly live coaching calls, these are not required, but it's a bonus. If you are struggling with something, you can always jump on a call with me and just chat and discuss what you're struggling with, and we come up with some solutions. But they're not necessary. They're just an extra bonus. The private community, again, you don't have to be involved in there, but if you have a question and you just want to shoot me a quick message, you can do that. It's kind of like a private Facebook page with just the women in this group. So it's all very, very quiet and kept just to us. Kitchen demos, I'm going to show you just how easy it is because I didn't like to cook. I do everything as quick as I can, as easy as I can, in the least amount of pots and pans because I don't want to have to clean up a ton either. I use very, very simple ingredients, very easy to do, and all really proven recipes that taste amazing, and your family will love them, you will love them, and you won't feel deprived at all. You get the fun, effective workouts, which are just some different ways to move your body. Just finding those different ways. I like to focus a lot on strength training because I believe, especially for women, how important that is. And I talk about that in the program. You get a year of access to the whole program because you might want to go back to it for refreshers and stuff, because you can't just, these kind of changes don't take effect in just a few short weeks. You need to have repetition and you need time to do it. And you're going to stumble, you're going to fall, you're going to need support and help getting back on track. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I offer this for a whole year. And if you join today, you get my fast action bonus recipe book. I've taken your family's favorite meals, mac and cheese and tacos and burgers and pizza, and I've made them healthier. And I'm showing you how easy it is to just make the foods you're already making a little bit healthier. And then you can make them a little healthier and then a little more healthier. So when you start with foods that you already are making, it makes it faster in the kitchen and your family's already familiar with the flavors. So you're going to enjoy the foods right away. So that's what you get. If you join today, you get that extra bonus recipe book. So I hope you'll join me. I want to see you inside. Thank you for listening and have a great night.